Participating in the general discussion on the budget in the Rajya Sabha, a member said, Mr. Vice Chairman, Sir, this budget has its own significance because it has come at a time when we are in the middle of the current 5-year plan period. This is a very convenient time for us to look back upon what we have done during the last 2 years. At the same time, we can visualize how far we will be achieving the goals which we have set for ourselves. Sir, one finds from the newspapers that there has been a great reception to the budget from the common man. The prices of commodities used by the common man have not been affected. I have taken some pains to ascertain whether, as a result of this budget, the prices of those commodities have gone up, and I must say that, at least to the limited extent that I have tried to ascertain it myself, I have found nothing to show any upward trend. The budget, therefore, is a common man's budget. Sir, in this budget, the emphasis is not on earning revenue through taxes but on encouraging savings and on increasing productivity through suitable incentives. Though there may be a revenue loss on account of certain concessions announced in the budget, it is clear that a large mobilization of savings will be affected, which will more than offset the revenue loss. Here I would like to refer to two new schemes that have been announced. The capital investment bond scheme will have been a great appeal to the bigger taxpayers, and they will be encouraged to invest more because the return is as much as 50%. I would only request the minister to make the bonds negotiable so that if there is need, the person having the bond may negotiable it and get money. The other scheme is the Social Security Certificate scheme, which will benefit those belonging to the middle income group. A person who invests 5,000 rupees in Social Security certificates can, after 10 years, get 15,000 rupees. An added attraction of this scheme is the automatic facility of the nominee becoming entitled to the full maturity value of the certificate on the death of the certificate holder. But according to the announcement in the budget, only a person between 18 and 45 years of age can invest in these certificates. I request the minister to reduce the lower age limit to 10 because a person may desire to buy a social security certificate in the name of his son and gift it to him with a view to utilizing the amount released on the maturity of the certificate for the son's higher education. Of course, the minister may lay down a condition stating that the insurance aspect of the certificate will come into effect only after the person is whose name the certificate stands attains the age of 18. Sir, there is so much talk about millions of people living below the poverty line in our country, but everyone seems to miss the point that over the last decade our population has risen at an alarming rate. I am therefore glad to find that a substantial allocation of funds has been made in the budget for the family planning program. I am sure that we will be able to bring the family planning movement back on its rails and see that the citizens of our country share prosperity among themselves and not divide poverty. Besides giving cash incentives to individuals who come forward to undergo operations, we may also think of giving incentives to whole villages, the families in which adopt the small family norm. Such villages can be given priority in the matter of supply of electricity, provision of roads, sanitary arrangements, and so on. There has been a massive increase in the plan allocation in the central as well as the state sector. I welcome the increase in the provision for accelerated rural water supply program. This provision made in the central sector will supplement the provisions in the state plans. While distributing this assistance to the states, I request that special attention may be paid to the hilly areas because the cost of implementing drinking water supply schemes in those areas is very much higher than in the plains on account of the scattered population. In certain areas in the hilly regions, a long distance has to be covered before the water reaches the inhabited areas. In certain other areas, the water has to be pumped to certain level. Sir, I now want to make certain pleas to the finance minister. I find that in the income tax law there is no tax relief whatsoever on the medical expenses of professionals like lawyers and accountants. What is surprising is that while a sum of 5,000 rupees per year is allowed for professionals and expenditure on entertainment, they are allowed nothing on expenses for the medical treatment of either themselves or their family members. I think the time has come to rectify this error, because if the professional is ill, he cannot earn anything, and at the same time he has to spend out of his savings for getting medical treatment. The other thing which I want to mention is about the postal rates which were raised recently. Some members expressed the view that the enhancement of postal rates and also the levy of duties on certain commodities should not have been done before the budget was presented. I do not agree with this view, because important physical decisions which affect the economy of the country cannot wait. I am only making a plea that a relief in postal rates may be given to the owners of newspapers and magazines which have a small circulation. As you know, these small newspapers, magazines, and periodicals are sent to subscribers who live in the villages. They are all low priced publications, and in some cases, the postage is now almost half the price of the publication. The high cost of postage is already telling upon the owners of these small newspapers and periodicals. Sir, I conclude by saying that this budget will give us a firm base to carry the country forward.